My rideshare friends, I received a very, very touching letter from a rideshare driver that drives with Uber and Lyft. Let me take off my pink Lyft glasses there. This letter should encourage everyone with any form of disability to get out there and change their life like Bill did. And Bill, your letter brought tears to my eyes, my friend, and you are an inspiration. You are courageous for sharing this, and I hope it touches many, many people's lives that are in the same situation. So, if I may, read this letter to the rideshare community, and I can tell you they're going to send you nothing but love, because that's what's coming from me right now. Torsten, my name is Bill Lance. I work, you wanted to say, I would like to say how much I enjoy all your YouTube videos and your driving course. I am 66 years old, and 4 years ago I had a stroke and I had to retire. I basically sat at home all that time and felt dejected and rejected. I have a problem with the right side. My speech and my mind tend to forget things. Well, that all turned around when I started viewing you on YouTube, and I got the courage to try Uber and Lyft. I'm making money, and more important, I'm talking with people and customers once again. Enough about me. I'm interested in moving up the ladder to a better car than UberX. Do you have a dealer's license, or how are you getting availability of these cars? I don't want to start a fleet yet, but slowly move up. Best regards, Bill Lance. So firstly, Bill, thank you for that letter, because it doesn't matter what you make weekly. If I get a letter like this, and I've had a few in my rideshare career, that's worth more than gold, right? And I want people to share your video to give courage to those who felt like Bill did, right? And nobody should suffer or go through that, feel rejected, sit at home and feel that they're worthless. Every person, every individual on this planet, in the United States, abroad, every international country, color, no matter what color, race, religion, is worthy, right? Should never have to suffer or go through anything like this, right? So even if you had a medical impediment or you had a stroke, like Bill teaches us, there's no reason to bury yourself and to spiral downwards. He, thank God, came across these videos and then thought, wow, I'm worthy. I'm going to go out. I'm not afraid to hide, what I've gone through, and I'm going to meet people and I'm going to drive people. And I'm going to tell you something right now, Bill, that anybody that gets in your car, they're not, and they should not ever judge you for what you've been through. They should look at you as just pure love, as a person going out wanting to, like you say, enjoy my life once again. That was the title of your email. With your permission, I'm going to leave the letter beneath this video so people can see it. And anyone in this scenario, use Bill as your role model to step out of that current situation, right? It is so easy to get an Uber and Lyft rideshare app downloaded on your phone. If you have a car, you can rent a car, and you can literally, like this gentleman, turn your life around, right? Some people, sadly, I know some people in the past even committed suicide because they didn't think they were worthy. No, it's not true. You're absolutely worthy. You're worthy of the love of every person that gets in your car. Every rideshare driver, I'm sure, will send you love and encouragement and thank yous for doing this, because you're actually going to start a movement and help people get out of that scenario, right? Get out there, get a job, meet people. That's the most important thing, is that people very often, you know, if they feel rejected, if they don't feel worthy, they're just afraid to go out and meet other people. This is the best job, my friend, because somebody is going to get in your car, and you may have to talk to them, or you may not have to talk to them, right? But you're going to meet people and you're going to make friends. And it doesn't matter if you have less speech, more speech, slurred speech, right? They are understanding, they're compassionate, and we are human. So that should never misguide us, right? So this is an amazing letter. I can tell you, and I know why, because it's gonna touch and change a lot of people's minds and hearts, and give them the courage to follow in your footsteps, Bill. So thank you for sharing, and you totally deserve to have those questions answered. And I'm sorry, I know you need those questions answered, but you know, UberX, I drove UberX and I drove Lyft regular, and you know, we don't judge anyone. Everyone has a different background, everyone has a different financial situation, everyone has a different credit score. You do what you can do to get started, right? So I remember getting into a Toyota Prius. I had a Toyota Prius. I was just going to try out the business, right? I had other cars, but I figured, you know what, everybody talks about a Toyota Prius and UberX. Let me just dive in there and just see what this is all about. And what I like most, probably like Bill, is just meeting people, you know, just love people, just interacting, sharing stories, sharing my stories, listening to their stories, long or short stories, short trips, long trips, doesn't matter, right? So the beauty is that you drive around like you are right now, Bill, and you say, hey, I'm encouraged to take the next step up. You know, you may get yourself into that hamster wheel mode. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, where, oh God, I got to get in the car again. I got to make money. I'm not necessarily happy with the money at the end of the day. I'm not necessarily happy what Uber and Lyft are taking out of my paycheck, right? So that builds up some frustration, some resentment towards the rideshare job. But at the end of the day, always remember there's a ladder in life, right? Or only you decide how far you want to climb up it. And it's perfectly fine if you're totally happy being at, you know, step ladder 1. Right, and nobody should judge you for that, right? If you enjoy getting in the car, and you know, that's why the one guy that I bang heads with in Chicago, Bill, who always thinks he can tear into me, but you know, I respect the gentleman for driving crazy hours in Excel. He loves his job, and he shares good videos with that market. So you have the ability, like this gentleman Bill has right now. So Bill, if you're listening, you have the ability to put a little bit of money aside, right? I'll gladly help with that dealership contact that I have. His name is Michael. He's wonderful. He charges a finder's fee of $300 or $400 for cars, but he does his work, he does his research, and he buys at the right price, and he buys the right car, right? So, you know, whether you have your car or you want to trade it in for the next step up, let's say Uber XL, Lyft Plus, that would be the next natural step up if it's in your city, right? Or if an SUV or a Lux or a select car or a premier car is available in your city and is the next step up, like how do I get there, right? Firstly, we have the chance to rent a car, right, and put money aside, right? In Bill's case, he has a car, but he wants to get up to the next one, maybe start a fleet like I did, right? So put money aside, and whether you finance at the right price, right, or you buy like I do at a dealer auction at the right price, the only thing there is you need the cash, right? They at dealer auctions, they only take cash, right? And you yes, you get the most phenomenal deals, but the auctioneer wants cash. So if you have the cash, great. You know, if you have $8,000-9,000, you're going to get a great XL or Lyft Plus car, right? And that's going to bump you up, way up the ladder, right? Several steps up already, right? Bigger groups, more tips, more baggage, more luggage, at airports, at hotels, equates to better tips, and you already took the next step up. You can save up again and say, okay, I've saturated Excel, I've saturated Plus, I know it, I want to go to the next one, right? And you can work your way all the way up to Lux. It doesn't mean that Lux on its own is the big money maker, right? You can even then go a step further up the ladder and get yourself your TCP license. And I would even highly encourage Bill to make a video or start his own YouTube channel. Nobody, Bill, will judge you for your impediment, for having a stroke, or maybe not being able to talk properly. I'm sure people will love your channel because you're completely worthy. I will give you the space and a video on my channel to highlight your channel, right? So, you know, that then gets even further up the ladder where you actually become an ambassador for your city and you start making videos. Bill, I took a trip this morning when I went to pick up my Escalade for new brakes, and I took a Lyft in, and I spoke to the African-American gentleman. Very nice guy. I'm going to meet him up on Friday. And he also felt like he was stuck in a rut, in a hamster wheel. And I said, listen, you've got to, you drive well, you speak well, you have all the DNA for just getting out and making a video, right? And so that's what I'm going to teach him on Fridays, to make videos. So we should always give back to our Rideshare community. We should always support each other. We're brothers and sisters, and you know, and give Bill and many other people the platform to enjoy life, to succeed, to meet people, right? So I don't want to make this too long-winded. I've probably spoken for way too long. But this letter touched my heart. It really did. It really hit my inner core, and it makes me realize that, you know, even if I make a video on about 3K a week, it means nothing, right? The money means nothing compared to a letter like this, right? If you can touch a person's heart, mind, and give them meaning, and his title says, I'm enjoying life again. That's what it's all about. So share the video. If you know people that may feel rejected, dejected, like this gentleman felt prior getting into Uber and Lyft and changing his life, you know, reach out to them and encourage them that, hey, this might be a great remedy, a great recipe. There's a lot of lonely people that can't meet people or too shy. Okay, this is a job that'll force people in your car, and they'll start talking to you. So you're going to learn how to communicate, my friends. You're going to learn how to enjoy life again. So thank you, Bill. Thank you for sharing this, and pass it on. Pass it on. Let's touch people's lives everywhere. Sydney, Cairo, Cape Town, New York, LA, Miami, Denver, everywhere. Tokyo, Moscow, right? Let's touch people everywhere that are going through a similar situation, can change their life. And I'll tell you what, Rideshare is in every city. Drive safe.